When it comes to creating a character, no part in particular is as important as the voice actor.
I thought your family was rich! Nah, 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 blah, 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 blah.
Many TV shows, movies, and even video games have a character that is borderline iconic. But what's almost more iconic than the actual character is the person that brings that character to life with their authentic, unique, distinguishable voice. But believe it or not, voice actors getting recasted to play a certain character is a lot more common than you think. And sadly enough, and coincidentally enough, as opposed to these three famous characters, boy oh boy would they have been very different. Give me Timmy Turner. Remember that designer song? I never heard that shit. Was that even a real song? Yeah! Completely off topic, but one of the most iconic children's cartoon characters. A very specific title to give him, but I think he deserves it. Timothy, apparently. What the f? Either way, Timmy Turner is an iconic cartoon character who's also voiced by a woman, which is a lot more common than you think. Boy, I love the Fairly Odd Parents, but I can't help but feel bad. I'm convinced the role of Timmy Turner himself is cursed. Well, with, Drake Bell playing him in the live-action version. Sadly enough, K Bergman, a voice actor who was originally going to play Timmy Turner, and was well known at the time for playing a majority of characters on South Park, was originally casted to play Timmy Turner. And though there isn't much footage of her playing Timmy, and a lot of other people like myself agree that she does a slightly better job than Tara because of the fact that her delivery is just better, and she does a better job at giving Timmy that boyish kind of tone. Makes it sound more realistic.
That's dumb. Just hope it doesn't interfere with our family vacation.
It's actually pretty sad. K Bergman was a pretty renowned film actress and voiceover actress, even back in the day. Before her death, she stated that she was scared of losing her talent. She suffered from anxiety heavily throughout her life, and along with that came the uncertainty and fear of fading away into irrelevancy, eventually manifesting its way into her ending her own life, fortunately and sadly enough. But little did she know that she would have gone on to voice one of the most renowned and, in my opinion, best children's characters of all time, second to SpongeBob, which is nothing to scoff at, given the unique premise and everything considered. K Bergman is a sad tale of somebody who really just needed support and reassurance. I'm sure we've all felt unsure about the future before. And it's basically fact that she had talent, because most people like myself agree that she did do a better job of voicing Timmy. And we're not just saying that because of her death. Even when it came to her other appearances, it makes you wonder what and how she would be doing her now. Rest in peace, K Bergman. Has the better delivery. I love Shrek. Everyone loves Shrek. Shrek is love. We're not gonna go that far. But oh my god, Shrek has made his place in pop culture history. Dare I say even film history. Maybe that's a little bit of a stretch. But come on. The first movie came out in 2001, before I was even born. And the fact that it still holds legendary memes to this day, when the last entry in the actual Shrek series came out in 2010, it's pretty impressive. Although I heard they are going to release a new one. However, there was so much more lore to Shrek. As you can tell, Shrek looks a bit different in this depiction, noticeably way more horrifying. And that's because this version of Shrek was going to be based off the book named Shrek, which is obviously what the movie's based off of. Yes, Shrek is based on a book. And I gotta say, the original book is pretty cool. It is pretty much just that, an ugly ogre finding an ugly wife, getting married, and living happily ever after. But this Shrek is completely different. This Shrek can breathe fire, eat lightning, and even talk to animals, I believe, for some reason. And oh my god, the most noticeable part, aside from the fact that the art style is different slightly, you should take a look at Fiona. If you thought the ogre version of her was bad, this is what she looks like all the way through. Oh my god, that is horrifying. She's a little more scary than ugly. That disturbing imagery aside, the book has a nice message about how it's not what's on the outside, it's what's on the inside. And we truly see that here. I mean, Shrek as a whole was meant to be a parody of fairy tales, at least the movie version, so I'm not sure if the book follows that, but either way, pretty cool, especially considering that this was released in 1990. It was pretty unique for its time, I could safely say. And DreamWorks definitely knew what they were doing when they bought the rights to the book in 1990, when they already planned to release a movie based on Shrek. But as you can tell, considering that the movie came out in 2001, we have 10 years of trial and error. Let's go through it. The story, or from what we know, was going to follow the original book, obviously, again, more thoroughly. And one thing that we do know for sure is that the movie as a whole was originally going to be much darker. And we know that from a worker himself at DreamWorks. This movie was dark, not just for the look of it, but how it would end up being portrayed. You'll notice I'm wearing glasses now. Don't question it, I just found them. Anyways, Chris Farley was originally planned to be the voice actor for Shrek because given that this movie was being developed in the 90s was the best time for Chris Farley. Wasn't just a well-known actor, but a critically acclaimed one with his wild energy and charisma. He had it all. So he, at the time, seemed like the perfect fit for Shrek. And honestly, he was, because they completed 80 to 90% of Shrek's dialogue with Chris Farley. Unfortunately, in December of 1997, Chris Farley would die from a drug overdose. Even though there was only 10% of Shrek's dialogue, they were really determined to get that dialogue finished, even asking Chris Farley's brother if he could come in and reprise the roles, which he refused. This whole tragedy is what resulted in not just the recasting for the voice acting of Shrek, but for the whole Shrek concept in general. This was just the start of it. R.I.P. Chris Farley. You'll notice he really brought his energy to the table. In one of his last interviews, I think his nose is even bleeding in one of them. R.I.P.